Archers, attack! Keep firing! Let none escape! Another down! Do not relent!
What up, I'm Slidewhistle, and Immune's trying to enact a hostile takeover of the podcast. I'm locked out of the Google Doc.
Okay, listen up, guys. All I did was change the permissions of the Google Doc momentarily so that these two could just view it, because as we were looking over it to see what we were going to talk about this episode, Slide accidentally started deleting everything.
And here I was thinking this was a triumvirate, and by I mean Aaron, Firemage Extraordinaire, and Horn punching back. But it turns out it's a dictatorship.
I mean, fair enough. I'm the one that manages these notes, and also, I guess, by the way, I am Immunization.
Ooh, you're out of order, bitch. You out of order. Like Donald J. Trump, bitch.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. So nice they got him twice.
Two-time impeached president.
Did you know that he is half of all U.S. president impeachments? That's actually kind of a crazy stat if you think about it.
Huh.
It's a beautiful stat.
It's a beautiful day, baby. Remember when YouTube
he's been banned? He has been banned from every media there is. Do you think he still has a BattleNet login? Do you think he's hopping on Steve Bannon's?
Steve BattleNetins.
So you know how, like, when he got his Twitter taken away, he personally started asking, like, pretty much, you know, all of his advisors, his family members, random people he found on the street, if he could log into their Twitter accounts. So it would not surprise me if Bannon did offer his WoW account. You know, they just wanted to get back to basics, because that is, you know, how they founded this whole far-right movement.
I just want to go to all the loyal citizens of Kekistan in Western Plague Lands. I want to let them know that the dream's not dead, but I need to level up some more.
I like that. That was pretty good. Why did I just get a Huffington Post news alert that says Huffington Post has identified one of the defining themes of Trump's presidency: fear of pussy. What? Huffington Post? Excuse me. I'm recording a podcast. You can't do that to me.
Huffington Post said, in our perspective as journalists, quote, "This is what no pussy does to a motherfucker."
Huffington Post says, quote, "It was all over for Trump when Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion released WAP."
Wow. It's a beautiful day. Now I'm thinking about you too still. Okay, well, I guess now we can talk about the World of Warcraft.
Oh boy, can we?
What should we do first? You guys want to do, how about, let's do what we did in WoW first, for the first time in, like, what, 70 fucking episodes?
Yeah, remember when we had, like, a format at the beginning of this podcast where, like, we were very structured in everything we did, and now, like, what we did in WoW is sometimes just, like, in the last 2 minutes of the podcast?
Sometimes we have no segments at all somehow.
I re-listened to episode 1 the other day, and it was 30 seconds in. It's like, what did we do in WoW? And I was like, wow, we really lost touch with that one, but I'm ready to get back on track. I'm gonna start.
Wow.
This week, I got all of my reputations exalted.
Damn.
It's over, baby. And guess what? You probably think it's a big, rewarding experience, but it's hollow as fuck.
Well, you get some achievements.
Yeah, and some mounts, I guess, but not some backpacks. At Blizzard, at Ian Hazakostas, give me some more backpacks, please. I don't want to keep leveling characters, even though I totally will.
So you can't get the Covenant backpacks if you're not part of that Covenant?
No, I expected of the 4 people that you see in, like, the semicircle in Oribos, I expected all of the things to unlock, but they have some exclusive stuff only for their covenants, even if you are exalted. So I can get one of the mounts from everyone, which I have, but I cannot get their backpacks, which is really defeating because I was really looking forward to that Ardenweald one with, like, the moths.
So you need to level alts, like, through all of them and get up high enough rep. That's annoying.
And then I don't know if it carries over. Like, Booty is a part of the Kyrian. If I get her to max level Will Growlina be able to get the stuff she unlocked? Or will it just be exclusive? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. I feel like it'll be Covenant locked, but what happens to like alts and stuff? So I don't know.
So I think what you're going to have to do is if you have a Mog that you really need like the Ardenweald Moths as a part of, you will need to momentarily switch Covenants for your Mog and then switch back.
Hold everyone, I'm trying to be real on fleek today. Let me just level in my Covenant real quick.
It's possible there may be a boss, a world boss in Ardenweald that drops the Moth backpack. Because I know that the Necrolords have this really fucking cool, like, Ghostbusters, like, green power pack that I really want. And they have it in their Covenant campaign, but it also drops off of one of the gross, like, rotten ham horse things in their zone.
Honestly, the one I'm really trying to get is the Curian. It's just like a big ring, but it's the size of the mage flying disc mount. I saw Gandalin had it, and I was like, shit, I want that. But I don't want to be a Curian because they're Snoozeville.
Wait, is Gandalin a Curian mage?
He has to be, because he had that backpack.
He might have gotten it off of a boss, because I think he might be Night Fae. So there's hope, I think.
Ooh. But other than that, I then got stupid and dipped into the mount you get at the end of leveling up your story. And so I just got that today, which makes your boy poor again.
You and me both, because I'm also sitting at 0 Amina.
My table's at like level 1. But it ain't matter, because that's what I did in WoW. Slidewhistle, what did you do this week?
I continue to ignore every other rep, but the chosen one, Venari, and her little striped pantaloons, and I hit exalted with that. Well, I guess not exalted. What is it? I'm like her like accountant now or whatever.
All right, what is the
you
top?
You just wanna be appreciated.
I was gonna say it's appreciated, right?
Yeah, it's appreciated. I don't really. I felt like she tricked me. I felt like she tricked all of us, because once you hit appreciated, you get this little quest that's like the 7th rule of Venari or whatever. And I help her kill a dude. And then she's like, well, by the way, now we've entered a contract together. So now we are bound together forever. So if anything happens to me, it happens to you and vice versa. And I'm like, I didn't sign up for any of this shit. Just because you like me now and I can do your taxes doesn't mean I'm going to be in a blood oath with you.
Yeah, you came into my location at this H&R block and asked me to do your taxes. This was not a legally binding contract.
She really gets the raw deal of that, though, because, like, think how many times you die in, like, PvP or raid. This, air quotes, woman is dying, exploding, coming back, and dying every 15 minutes or so every Tuesday and Wednesday.
My Stygia. Said in the tunes of my sunglasses. You hear that guy who died because he tried to get his sunglasses?
You know, I was about to be like, yes, but we've never told the audience. There was a man who was medically decapitated by a roller coaster at Cedar Point, Ohio, and we like to really goof on him.
Okay, I mean, I feel like he won his Darwin Award. If you lose your sunglasses and you hop over not 1, not 2, but I think it was 4 fences to get into the underneath the roller coaster for my sunglasses, he got his head kicked off. I really feel for the girl that actually kicked his head off and broke her shins. She's the one who has it way worse. That sucks. Yeah,
because she lived. She had a broken shin and /leg, and then she has to live knowing that she decapitated someone.
First one was a stupidity.
Do you think that was a bragging point? Like, it was like, Jennifer, do not even fuck with me. Do you know what I did this summer? I kicked the sunglass man's head off.
Oh, God, I hope she's okay. Please, if you're listening to the podcast and you're out there, Jennifer, please let us know that you're doing fine. Anyway, so yeah, so I'm exalted. I'm appreciated with Venari. I am shit out of anima because I had to make a difficult choice on what my building upgrade was going to be. And I dumped my 22 souls that I freed from the maw. And I twisted their souls and bound them to Mushroom Man so they could make me a sick portal to Oribos.
Ooh.
Aaron's over there like, oh, well, I don't need a portal to Oribos. And I'm sitting here like...
I was literally like, wow, what direction will I go in? Because I don't need that.
What? So, because I remember we talked about this before, about how Ardenweald has so many ports around the map because it's bigger. Have you guys looked at the last tier of like what your teleport mirrors are? Like, are they cool? Are they decent?
I would assume it just takes you to like Menagerie of the Mad King and the upper left. Those are the only two zones that have flight points that don't have mirrors.
But like I also made the choice about which one I wanted to upgrade to rank 3 this week. I chose the Anima Conductor, but when I was looking at the teleportation network, as far as I could tell, I also have not looked into it too much, so I don't know. Like, I could like look it up on WoW to be like 100% sure. But like, as far as I could tell, it didn't say anything added besides a port to Oribos. So that seems really shitty if we just get like a transportation network that has one portal to Oribos and then 4 mirrors. That's kind of shitty.
That would be crazy. I mean, I know we talked about the disparity between them, but like mine added 3 or 4 more ports and an Oribos port and another Mushroom Man quest that gives me like 700 rep for fucking doing it. Yesterday, I hung out with the blue turtle and I brought him back some dolls. And then today, I just caught some moss with a straight up Animal Crossing net. Like, that's what I did today for a quest. Like, what? It's pretty fucking awesome.
This is not even like a Covenant War put down. At this point, you have like 10 different places the Mushroom Man can take you, and I can't think of 10 locations in Ardenweald.
That's the thing. Some of these ports are really weird. Some of these ports take me to places that like there's not much to do there, but maybe like 2 or 3 world quests. They come in handy though a lot for when there's bounties up in war mode, because then I can just port to them and I can murder them. But yeah, like a lot of them are just kind of random. I mean, like I could reach any corner of the map now. That's cool, I guess. But yeah, you're not wrong. Some are just kind of middle of nowhere. But now I can access the super secret islands that float off the edge, and there's not anything to do there but catch some butterflies.
Oh, we've already been there.
You've been to one of the islands? There's like 4 or 5. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Do you think there will be a big cry on the forums when flying eventually comes that Ardenwealdians will be like, why our exclusive islands are being invaded by tourists now?
You know, that is going to actually be interesting when flying comes, because I feel like Ardenweald is very navigable without flying, but then you have fucking your hell zone that is Revendreth that basically needs flying to be like comfortable. But like, I don't need it. Like, my zone's cool.
Also, I doubt you'll be able to fly from zone to zone because there's so much ethereal space between them. So would it just be within the zone you're in? Question mark.
You know, you'd think that, but somebody goblin glided from the top of Ardenweald's big tree into the maw. So you might be able to actually fly out there. The only thing is, I think the goblin gliding took what? Like, was it like hours?
Yeah, I think it was over an hour and a half. I don't remember exactly how long it was, but it's like to the point where it's not worth it.
I guess if you want to go on a nice, soothing trip, and you're tripping balls, and you can go for it. Just fly on out there to other zones. I did some other stuff, but I'll just let Immune talk because I've been talking a lot and I want to make another drink.
Ooh. Well, I also became appreciated with Venari. And, Slide and I did the first floor of Twisting Corridors this week. It's a lot easier when you're with somebody else, that's for sure. And then I also made a point to clear out my quest log of all the quests that I just had built up, which also led me to finally getting Shadowlands Lore Master, so that is done. And then I crafted my second legendary, the Res Cape from Legion, except it's pants now. But I've been using it during like our progression rating, and it's actually been really helpful because I don't know, we're just wiping, so it like is helpful to basically get an extra life.
So this is in place of the best in slot one that you had to kill Daddy Denathrius to get.
Yeah, this is like what people were saying is like the second best Holy Legendary, especially good for like progressing through raids. It's like not the best in slot, but it is helpful if like you're progressing and wiping a lot. And it's interesting. It basically makes it so that like after I die and go to angel form, I come back to life again, like as like my normal Draenei form.
I still really wonder what the interaction would be if you were Night Fae. What would proc first, the seed or the cape?
I think the seed, maybe?
Wait, hold up. If the seed procced, would you be in angel form? Or would you only be in angel form when the seed breaks? Whoa, there's probably literally 0 Holy Priest Night Fae, so we're never gonna know. I'm gonna maybe like level mine just to see what happens.
Yeah, there's like, that's like the lowest like priest combo of like spec and covenant, I believe. So, I don't know if there's any of the like 5 of them out there that is a listener and wants to let us know. Please do.
Yo, what if one of the 5 is the girl that kicked off that guy's head, and she's like, double duty. I got the big email for both of these.
She's like, do I have an email for you?
But other than that, oh, also when I was questing, I don't know how I went this long without realizing this, but I only found it out because I had Stonehead in my Ember Court this week, and in order to invite him, you need to be best friends with him, and there's an achievement tied to that, and there's a quest tied to that, and if you do this quest, you like disguise yourself as a rock, get the quest, and then bring him snacks, and then he becomes your best bud, and then he lets you freely pass by him without him picking you up and throwing you, and I'm like, I'm really embarrassed that I did not know this was a thing. It would have made traversing this area a lot easier.
Yeah, I actually passed through there and he didn't throw me. I just was able to walk. I was like, is he bugged? Like, I didn't have a rock or anything. But maybe it's because I brought him all those bug snacks. Bunger.
Get out of here.
Friable.
Frider.
But other than that, I've also been... Okay, so this is embarrassing. I said that I got my anima conductor up to the max level now, but until this week, I have not really been doing any of the daily quests or things associated with the anima conductor.
Girl! You've just been plugging them in and being like, gonna go out. I'm gonna go now.
I'm not gonna lie, I've been doing the same thing because I fucking hate my anima conductor quests. They take way too long and I don't have time for that shit.
Okay,
that
so
fucking bat sees me every day at 3 p.m. and he goes, no, please. I go, I gotta do that. I gotta become a big stone boy and I gotta open the box. I'm sorry, bat. Those are my 3.
Yeah, so like, I don't know, when we were talking about like the bat last week and how you got them with grateful offerings, I'm like, wait, how do you get grateful offerings again? And I was like, fuck, I could have been farming them with my anima conductor quests that I've been ignoring for the whole expansion. So yeah, I've been doing those daily now. It's like on my list of things to do now. And that's another thing that I'm embarrassed about.
Which one have you been doing?
So I've been doing like the 2 that you get like up on the cliffs up by Pridefall Hamlet up there. There's like 2 daily quests that spawn there every day. They're like they're different every day. And then I've been doing the one where it's a world quest where you choose one of the gargoyle people to train.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's pretty easy.
Fuck the lady one.
I've been doing them both.
She's not
like
good.
I've been switching back and forth between them, and I guess every day you do it, they like level up a little bit, and like their appearance changes. Like they get a little bit more of armor, and then they gain another ability. So like my dude has 6 abilities now.
What the fuck? What are you guys talking about? What is this? My fucking conductor quest, I have to go collect 50 nuts from Spriggans, and I have to go kill like 35 weird tree people or whatever, like, and nothing changes. No one's getting any armor. What?
That's the only one that's like that. Like the 2 daily ones up on the hamlet that I was talking about, they're ones that are kind of like yours, where it's like one day, like I almost like didn't finish the quest because it was literally like go and kill 50 bats. I'm like, where are all these bats? Like you have to like wait for them to respawn or like go travel around the map. It took me way longer than it should have. Yeah, other than that, I also have been killing the big bat that you need the spear to throw at every day. Once I heard that you can get like the bat from it.
Shit, you know what? That's what I like right now about Shadowlands is that it feels like there's just so much to do that like in a week span, there's no fucking way I can do every single thing. Like this week we did a lot of Mythic Plus. We did some 10s, some 11s, which is pretty high. Like we haven't hit that high like in a while. But then like I'm missing all this questing stuff and I'm ignoring my world quests and now I'm ignoring the maw. Like there's just so much shit going on. I kind of love it.
Yeah, honestly, I cut them all out of my daily routine once I got appreciated with Venari. I guess I technically should still be going there every once in a while to get the Stygia in case I ever want to like socket my gear, but that can wait for another day.
I have already cashed out all of my Stygia into all my sockets. And I'm like, I got no Stygia, and I kind of need to stock up on some more. So I'm going to start going to the mall, I think, again, picking up that shit. Because also, I have conduits that are just, like, not upgraded, and you can upgrade a random conduit, like your lowest one, to the next level with Stygia for kind of cheap. So I'm like, fuck. Now I got to go back and get the fucking Stygia.
But yeah, that is what I did in WoW this week. Do we want to talk about this last week in Raid?
No.
Sounds good.
Aaron, have you done Twisted Corridors yet?
I've gotten the first clue out of Twisted Corridors, but there was a bunch of stuff I wanted to do this week to get Exalted and to get the anima to get the mount. So I was like, I'm going to save that for next week. So I have gone 6 levels in it and then left.
I mean, that's still the fastest way to get the clues, I think. Just do 666.
Whoa, hey, come on, this is a Christian server. Praise the Lord.
Praise him.
All right, let's talk about Raid now. We did it. I'm proud of us. I'm shocked and awed at our group. I was like, we're not getting nowhere.
we did more than we thought.
Yeah, I left pleasantly surprised last night. So, Group 1, our group, is 5 out of 10 heroic now, and I don't remember where we were as of last week's recording, but I feel like we just made like leaps and bounds worth of progress.
2 out of 10.
Yeah, so we downed 3 new bosses, which is Hungering, and then we did Artificer, and then we got down Kael'thas.
But yes, we are now halfway through, and I think this is about where we'll be for a while.
Yeah, well, so the thing is, on Tuesday, we were actually, I think all of us were just pretty fucking sloppy, like me included. I mean, like it was the eve, like we were all kind of reeling still from like the Capitol riots and like all like the shit that happened afterwards. So I think everyone was just heavily distracted by all kinds of shit. Because boy howdy, we made so many mistakes. I'm like, even on Shriekwing, like half the raid was dead by the end of it, weren't they? Like there were pools everywhere. We had a tank down. Like it was like, oh man, it's gonna be a tough night.
Yeah, but then last night I don't know. I just felt like we pretty professionally progressed through all the bosses we pulled. Like it is steady, but we got it done.
Yeah, it was classic Phoenix Fusion old guild progression where we're gonna all fuck up the most easiest mechanics 8 times in a row, and on the 9th time we're gonna slice it in half somehow. I don't know how.
Yeah, so we pretty much almost caught up to Group 2. They're 6 out of 10. I think the only additional thing they've dropped is Dark Vein, and then they hit, I think this is their first wall they've hit basically this entire raid tier where they are wiping on Blood Council now.
And honestly, I'd like to congratulate myself for that one. I poisoned them.
That makes sense because like they cleared 6 heroic bosses in one night on Tuesday, and then the next night they weren't able to hit anything. And I'm like, I'm afraid. Like, okay, Dark Vein is gonna be fucking hard for our group. We struggled on normal, and I guarantee you, if we went in on normal right now, we would still struggle on Dark Vein with this group.
Well, we'll find out this weekend.
Oh yeah, I forgot about. Well, but it's both groups combined,
Ooh, so Cubby Bub's doing it. She's gonna show up and get her ass blasted, and I'll be like, "That's how it is in raid, baby."
Yeah, so we're doing a normal run on Saturday this weekend. I think people are going to take combinations of alts or something. I might do it as Shadow, or if we need another healer, I'll just do it on my main. That's fine.
It turns out literally everybody was trying to pug on Saturday, and we were just like, wait, why are we all pugging if we can just like combine? It's interesting. I think I might try to get a resto set going. That way, if you do want to do damage, you do damage, and I can do something different that's not just mindlessly clawing things to death for an hour and a half. Because it should be fast, right? It shouldn't be long.
Yeah, I think it'll be a shorter raid than our normal night.
Okay, so real quick, as we're approaching the half here, I recently saw Wowhead put out a little infographic about how tough dungeons were to go through in Mythics, and they put out a tier list for it. And considering you guys are big, cool Mythic 10 and Mythic 11 raiders, I want to ask your opinion on if you feel like this is correct.
Yeah, so I think they do one of these every week, and it's like dependent on what the for like the 3 affixes are in addition to prideful. So I think that changes it. But like, what is this week's list?
Oh, I did not know that then. I apologize if this segment is hollower. But, so would you agree? I'm just going to phrase it as dungeons in general tier listing. So for F, they have Sanguine Depths. Would you say Sanguine Depths is an F tier dungeon?
So like is that like the hardest then?
Yeah. Like the worst. So this week, definitely, because this week is tyrannical. And in tyrannical, you basically get to learn all the boss mechanics you ignored because you could blow them up the previous week. And let me tell you, Sanguine Depths is at the very fucking bottom of my list, period. Because people never fucking get the beam boss correct. And on tyrannical, there's more beams. You're in there for so long. I hate Sanguine Depths on Tyrannical Week. Absolutely. It's a Z rating for me.
I agree with this rating, though. Yeah, I feel like out of all the dungeons, it's probably the one that has the hardest bosses. So especially on a week when it's tyrannical, it's probably going to be the hardest.
So the next one up is D tier, Necrotic Wake and Theater of Pain, which, granted, I guess is for specific affixes, but I would place them higher than D tier personally.
At least Theater of Pain. I actually like Theater of Pain, but I feel like Necrotic Wake has definitely given us trouble, especially the first boss.
Necrotic Wake is also Z tier. I hate that fucking dungeon. I swear, it is not. I've gone into that fucking dungeon with so many different people, so many different class combinations, and I swear to God, the first boss will kill us at least 2 times every single time, whether it be because it's a trash, or because no one's killing the fucking maggots, or because somebody barfed on everybody. I hate it. I don't like it.
Yeah, that, and then that one big trash mob right after that boss, or like that make that really hard. And then if you have people who don't know how to do the hooks.
However, they did actually, as of yesterday, 19 hours ago, they nerfed Necrotic Bolt, which is the one that made it so tanks couldn't be healed. So cheers, Immune. You should be happy about that shit.
That is good to know.
So for C tier, they just throw a lot of them in. It's apparently Plaguefall, The Utter Side, and Spires of Ascension, which I know this is specific affixes, but I feel like The Other Side I enjoy much more than those other two.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about this from like Tyrannical. They probably put The Other Side lower because of probably the Mana Storms. I feel like that one will probably wipe a lot of people on Tyrannical.
Yeah, I was like, which boss? Yep, it's the Mana Storms, because Hakar's still easy. Muzella's a fucking joke. That Loa sucks.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how much health he has.
And then the Artificer guy, whatever the fuck, the fake Zymox. Fake Mox.
C celeb tier Zymox.
So B tier is just Halls of Atonement.
Halls of Atonement. Okay, I always confuse this with Spires of Ascension. Halls of Atonement is your guys' home, right?
It is, yeah. Revendreth, it ends with Lord Chamberlain. It has just a bunch of random vampire guys as bosses.
I feel like this one will always be pretty easy, no matter what the affixes are. Maybe it's just because I've run it so much that I know the paths, and it just feels easy. The bosses aren't really that hard, I feel like, even.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like Atonement is kind of like this season's Hellia dungeon. What the fuck was that one called? Maw of Souls. It's technically not the shortest, but when we have Immune, who's a guaranteed Venthyr, we know we're going to have a gargoyle every time, so it's pretty... Wait, so what's A tier? What's even left?
A tier, the only thing left is Mists of Tyrna Scythe.
Oh, yeah,
which I guess is easier for this one because it has fewer bosses, and like if you know the maze, then that's less difficult. I don't like that one, so that knocks it down my tier listing just on merit.
Okay, so supposedly, and by supposedly, I mean Papa Cheese told me that healers are the ones that are supposedly supposed to do the maze while people take care of all of the trash in there. And I'm like, bitch, no, I'm not doing that shit. I'm so bad at that.
I lied. Mist is actually going to be, Mist can replace Halls of Atonement. That is the one I can do with my eyes closed. Mostly because when it comes to the maze, I close my eyes and I'm like, somebody else do this for me.
Someone else do this. I'll stand next to one so that the symbol shows up. That's my contribution.
That's exactly what I was going to say. The most I ever do is park myself in front of one so everyone can see and somebody else can figure out where we got to go.
But I do love Mist because I always feel useful because I'm Night Fae, so I'm opening up the side paths. When it comes to the stupid freezing fox on the little fairy Fae fight, I can just root it. I'm knocking back everything. I just feel useful as fuck in that dungeon, so I like it. And also, it's got Tredova.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves just yet.
Yeah, because this brings us to this week's sexiest NPC of the week. I'm talking about our favorite little slug girl. I don't know the gender of this thing.
Female, I believe.
Oh, Tredova.
Ooh, from the Mists of Tyrna Scythe itself, this sexy gore mama.
The matron of the mists rears her head to tread over my dick.
Okay, so I was gonna say, is her name like a pun on tread over? That I'm just realizing now.
I hope so, because she's gonna tread over this dick.
Ooh, I'm just thinking about like, okay, I don't want to ruin the mood here, but like, imagine getting like a beej from Tredova. I feel like that would probably be a little painful.
Ooh, girl, and maybe that's what I'm into. A little bit of gristle.
Gristle me timbers.
A little bit of roughage with my jammer.
Oh, show me your Kool-Aid jammer, Tredova.
I mean, Tredova does have also... It kind of does not go well with the rest of her aesthetic, but she has two horns that would probably be good to hold on to in the sheets.
She is very porous. I feel like you could really approach her from any angle to really get it in.
I'm going for a twofer references to the Slurm Queen of Futurama, the first of which was not made on the podcast but in a group chat. But she's fucking giving me real Slurm Queen from Futurama vibes.
when you said that you were
that magic milk.
Oh god, when you said you were going to make another reference, I was really, really, really worried you were somehow going to make another Lil Nicky reference.
Oh, my Lil Nicky.
My copy of Little Nicky on DVD. How did I lose this on the Raptor?
She also has the ability to mind control you to make you do whatever the fuck she wants, including Hearth Home, because you're done with this fight.
Yes. She's like, truthfully, I'm not your type. You should leave.
She's like, I got what I need. You're out of here now.
Now, I don't want to rock the boat here, but a comment on Wowhead did make me think about this. If Tredova is a sexiest NPC of the week, does that mean we got to give it up to my boy Gahoon?
No.
Because that is the same model without the horns.
I mean, the horns honestly make it, but like I could be Gahoon's honey.
No. Tredova is hitting us with her beautiful green bodily fluids. She's giving us leg. She's giving us sexy. Gahoon.
Is she giving us leg? Does she have a leg?
So like what part of her is where like the rest of her body ends and leg begins? Is she just like a head on the rest of her leg?
Sorry, I misspoke. She's giving us foot.
So she's just a foot?
I guess she is a foot.
Hell yeah. But fucking Gahoon, he's spitting out these gross, like, white moldy spores. He's whispering. Don't forget, when you first see him, he's literally a butthole and a glory hole. Like, fuck that. I don't think so.
No, yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, fuck that. I put my wiener in there.
This is about Tredova, not about Gahani.
Oh my god.
It's got teeth, like the hit movie Teeth.
Oh boy, it's 7th grade all over again.
All right, Tredova. Well, I guess I'll see you soon because I think I have a key for you. I think
one of us does.
The key to my heart and to my house. But please wipe your foot before coming in.
She's just gonna drag slime everywhere, I think.
Okay, bye, Tredova. You get your award soon. That was her.
Ooh, well, I get all this excess slime off my body. Growlina, cover us for, I don't know, 2 minutes?
Why, hello there, listeners. It's been a little while, but your girl is back on the scene. I'm here with Alvaribo as they make the difficult choice as to who to pledge their loyalty to. Al, what has stunted your progress on your Covenant journey?
Well, I'm really just weighing my options as far as abilities and conduit powers. It's just a lot to think about.
I fully understand, but I say you gotta forget all of that. All those things are secondary to the mounts. That's what really matters.
Do you really think so?
Of course, you need to pick a place with something cool to ride. You don't want something mundane like a lion or a deer or a nasty dinosaur. You want something exotic like a gargan.
What's a gargan?
It's like a cool, spiked bear dog. It's clearly the best option.
I'm looking at this thing now, and it doesn't seem very cool.
Well, what can I say? Maybe you just don't get them. And if you don't understand them, then who knows if you'll ever understand us. I'm gonna take my gaggle of gargans and be on my way, while you sit and think. And anyway, until next time, DN Army, it's been Growl!
Spoiler warning, everyone! We're back!
Because everything we do on this podcast is pretty much a spoiler warning, but...
Man, let me tell you, I bought some weighted blankets the other day. It sounds like a Jerry Seinfeld joke. I bought some weighted blankets.
What's the deal with heavy blankets?
I
You
bought
can
some-
them, and then you wake up the next day! Kramer, can you believe it?
Kramer spotted at the Capitol riots.
Can we talk about Aunt Tifa for a second?
Oh, like I can't.
Aw, she's so adorable, but she's also a white supremacist, and I hope they throw her in jail.
Man, that somebody knows where she is, and no one's giving her name out. But maybe it's for the best.
You know who doesn't know where they are? Aunt Tifa.
God, she looks so lost.
You can't stumble upon storming the U.S. Capitol, though. So as Aaron said, she's a white supremacist, and we should probably normalize like making old people accountable for their actions.
Anyway, back to my weighted blanket I was talking about. I recently received the COVID-19 vaccine, and let me tell you, the most first world problem I could think of is that my weighted blanket was hurting my COVID vaccine arm.
My sister-in-law had a coworker that received the vaccine, and she was like, all day, she was such a bitch about it. She was like, oh, I can't lift this. I'm important. I got vaccinated. My little arm hurts.
Who would do that? Who would fucking dare to do that?
Slide with literally picking anything up over the last 25 hours.
It hurts. All right. I guess we can talk about the ending of our Covenant campaigns. And to be fair,
Yeah, I got a bone to pick.
ooh, I got some bones to pick too because I'm kind of disappointed in mine. I don't know about you guys.
A little bit, but you want to start with the Night Fae one, Slide?
I guess. So basically, a lot of it was just like 2 to 3 weeks of edging us about like the Night Warriors. The gay Night Warriors, we have to get their power. And it's like, okay, yes, like the husband shared it with his whatever, like their powers. And then it ended. And then it was like, here's High Mountain. He can hunt down the other Night Warriors to share the power with Tyrande. And I was like, okay, let's do it. And he's like, but first, help me do this. And I'm like, okay. So yeah, I helped him kill some shit. And then he was like, next week, I'll see you next week. And I was like, come on, man. So then it's next week, and he found all the Night Warriors. And I'm sitting here, I did the quest, and I'm like, wait, did he? Did he find the Night Warriors? I don't remember seeing anybody else. Where's Holm? Because what happened then this week was a Drust invasion, basically, where we were like, that's it. We're going to fucking kill the Drust. We're going to stop the new Gorak Zara, whatever her name is. And we go to kill her, and we straight up, we body her ass. We down her so quick. And it turns out she fucking tricked us, and she made us kill Erelon, the satyr from the opening cinematic.
Oh my god, from the Ursoc cinematic?
Yes.
Ooh, yes, I did see Cubby Bub do that, and I was like, oh, hey, there he is.
Wait, so she did some like illusion magic and made you guys kill him instead of her?
Yes.
Yes.
She made him look like a witch, like a matron from BFA.
That's how she looks. So like she disguised him as herself, and she obviously like, I guess, corrupted him a little bit. And so we dropped her so fast. I was like, wow, that was very disappointing. And then it's fucking Erelon, and I was like, okay, he's gonna be okay, right? He literally gave some last dying words, and he just fucking died. And it was kind of sad, honestly. I was like, this sucks. But it was a good, like, emotional pull a little bit. Like, if you're doing the campaign, like, you know, you're kind of attached. But then after that, it was just like, the Winter Queen's like, we will have revenge. And we just kind of just, like, attack the Drust. And it's basically like a full-on war between the Wild Hunt and the Drust. But I don't know. They didn't give me a big enough role in it. Like, I was on Ysera's back, and it was that stupid quest where it's like, kill 150 Drust warriors. I'm like, how am I going to do that? Next thing I know, I'm fucking flying in the sky, fucking airbombing them. I'm like, come on, man. I hate airbombing quests.
It's funny because we had one that was similar as well, but we'll get to that.
It was so underwhelming. I forgot it was a thing until you just mentioned it.
Yeah, and not only that, but when I'm airbombing them, they gave us a really bad camera angle, so like it didn't even look good. Like the Wild Hunt is literally fighting them down below, and I'm just like, pew, 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 pew. So whatever, that's fine. Did that. The Winter Queen she's actually fighting. She was literally, the coolest thing about this thing was she was literally sending Drust hurtling above her head into a portal. Like, I don't know where this portal is, but like she was literally throwing the Drust out of Ardenweald as she was sassing the fuck out of them. She was literally like, you could have protected these forests. You could have been guardians of the grove, but instead you are nothing short of disappointments. I was like, damn, girl.
Ooh, shit. She just cut a promo. She's throwing him over the top rope. Did the Winter Queen just win the Ardenweald Royal Rumble?
I mean, yeah, she did. And she wasn't alone. She like Big Show Kane style. She brought her 4 boys because I had to help Big Blue Bear in the Big Blue House, and my favorite tree lady who hosts with all my I almost called it AP. Whoa, it's not called AP anymore. It's called Anima Power.
It's still AP.
I had to help the big tree lady, and I had to help just like basically other prominent people who I've been hanging out with. It's whatever. With that was okay. One of the saddest things though, next to Erelon, was throughout the whole campaign, my people have been getting corrupted, and we've been like having to kill them. Lady Moonberry had to kill her friend again. She has like a little fae friend, and she was like, Sparklewing, no, I can't fight you. It was very Pikachu be Pikachu. And so like we had
Did they have a remix like Sister, My Sister?
What are we fighting for?
This life should be much more. As they like cry and slap each other.
It basically was that, but it was a lot faster because she went, Sparklewing, no, and just killed her immediately because Lady Moonberry's OP as fuck.
Wait, so
Sparklewing, don't make me do this. Bruh. She made me do it.
wait, so is this like instance number 2, this expansion, when like we are given evidence about how like Moonberry's power is like 5 tiers above anyone else?
This is number 7. Like, Moonberry's ridiculous because she was like Sparklewing and then comma other person who I also clustered with, but I didn't care about as much as Sparklewing or Erelon. So I was like, fuck them, we're killing Sparklewing. Yeah, it was. I mean, and then we just banished Gorak Zal, and she was like, you know, this isn't the last you'll see of me, whatever, the classic shit. And so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I will say that this is just the end of the campaigns for now. In the future patches, it'll continue. So I guess it's fine that it's kind of left on a little bit of a cliffhanger.
Yeah, definitely. I just feel like this was I don't know. I feel like the week with the Loas, which actually that might have been last week, was the Loa week that I dealt with. I hung out with the druid who is she even a druid? No, she's a wild god, Ashamane, who created basically the Pharaoh Druid. And I freed Ashamane, and I freed the Loa Bat from Nazmir, and the Yasma the spider. Was that Yasma? Is that her name, Yasma? No, Yasma's the boss from BFA, right?
Yeah, but I don't remember her name. But you also saw
Razan, who gave his power to Vol'jin. That week was a lot more eventful than this week, I felt like, because it literally is going to be like, Vol'jin's going to come back to life, and now it's like, no more Gorak Zal.
Yeah, I don't think you talked about this last week because I don't think you had done your campaign yet last week when we recorded.
Oh shit! So last week was fucking baller because literally it's me just freeing random wild gods in Loa that are chained up in the mall. People who I know and I've hung out with before, which was awesome because like Bonspami's helping out and he's trying to cut deals with Winter Queen, and she basically was just like, because Vol'jin is not supposed to be here. Vol'jin used the last of his power to come to the mall to help rescue his Loa. I don't say friends, but they're just Loa that he knows. But we all go back to the Winter Queen, and she's literally like, what do I do with you? And she's like, maybe you can hang out with us, and when the time comes, you'll be reborn into your world. So basically, the Winter Queen is going to fucking rebirth Vol'jin into Azeroth, which is going to be wild when that happens.
She's going to make him some sort of silly animal. She's going to be like, you are a frog now. Well, and then everyone will be like, better than Rokon. So there'll just be like a blue frog sitting at the table.
Well, so actually, like, Slide, you were telling me that like did he fuse powers with Razan?
Oh yeah, so poor Razan, poor Razan. This dinosaur died.
Dinosaur. These dinosaurs.
He died in BFA, and he was reanimated, turned evil, and so he was in the maw chained up. And he was so basically we were too late to find him, and he was like, "I'm dying." And Vol'jin's like, "You can't die. You're the Loa of Kings. We need you. They need you." And he's like, "Now you're the Loa of Kings." And he's like, "I will give the last of my spirit within you. And if anybody asks, tell them that Razan was reincarnated inside of you, the new Loa of Kings." I was like, what the fuck? You can do that?
So we're basically going to have Razan come back. Razan / Vol'jin come back to life and be Warchief / Loa of Kings.
Well, I think what's gonna happen, because So in the book, what's her name? Troll lady. Oh my god, what's her fucking name? Princess Queen Talanji. So her Loa is still Bonswamity, right? Because she was like, we will work together still. Like, we're not going to cut ties. But I think what's going to happen is they're going to end up, Bojin's going to end up coming back as a Loa. And he's basically going to be like a Bonswamity, but like, I mean, like a good Bonswamity, obviously, not a bad Bonswamity. And I think he's going to replace Bonswamity as her Loa. And then it'd be like a weird, like, dovetail kind of thing where now, like, she has her Loa of Queens back. Whoa, that's kind of cool. And it'd be Vol'jin. That's what I'm guessing is going to happen eventually, but we'll see. Because he can't be reborn as a regular person at this point. I don't think. I don't know. The rules are crazy. Who fucking knows?
I feel like the rules are kind of thrown out right now because the Winter Queen was like, "What do I do?"
Yeah, she's like, "I don't know. This is new to me." But yeah, it was just we threw out the trust. I guess whatever. What about you guys? What happened in your hot campaign?
So it started this week where Prince Renathal is basically like, "Hey, champion, looks like Laurent T, aka Sweaty Gumbo, has finished fixing the mirror so that we can use to go into Maldraxxus to try to track down where Kel'Thuzad is hiding."
Well, not even. Oh, was it? He was just like, we have a mirror into Maldraxxus, and it's like, oh, do we have to find Kel'Thuzad? It'll fucking be at his house, and then you go in, and it's like his advisors are all there, and you just whoop them.
Yeah, you're with KT, like Kel'Thas, and you have to like torture all of his minions until one of them tells you where he is, and then they're like, oh, he's hiding underground. And then at that point, you just hop on Draven's back and take down all of the Lich Air Forces. I feel like, am I missing something, or is
no? Yeah, you just throw laser beams and spears at like 15 dragon guys, and he was like, "This is the number. The number has been achieved. Now the air is clear to Kel'Thuzad's magic base."
Yeah, and then we fly back down and regroup with God, it's confusing because like this quest line is very heavily involved with both Kel'Thas and Kel'Thuzad, but you regroup with Kel'Thas, and then also I the whole time I was wondering if this end of this Covenant campaign is overlapping / the same as the campaign for the Maldraxxi.
It very much felt like we were guests in their story.
Right? Because like during this whole time, then when you come back down, then you're just like fighting off all of the Lich forces alongside all of the champions of the Maldraxxus Covenant. So like you're fighting alongside Draka, Lady Vash, a good Lich, I don't remember her name, and then like a few other ones that I assume are like big names in like the Maldraxxus Covenant. Like it, like akin to like our Draven. So I'm like, either this is like one campaign or like, yeah, as you said, we're just like guests here. It felt kind of weird.
So we roll up on the central chamber where it's just Kel'Thuzad, who, I mean, I guess because he's a boss, I always expect him to be like, oh, he's really cool. He's only like 6-7 feet tall. He's just like some guy in the middle.
How tall do you think Kel'Thuzad was?
I thought he was like 9-10 feet tall. He's a huge skeleton man. And like in Naxxramas, he was really big, but now that he's just some guy, they made him real person size, and it's like, oh.
Yeah,
and he's sitting there, he's like, I've goofed up everything. I'm the source of all the evil. And all of these cool Maldraxxus bad guys who I'm like, these are going to be raid bosses, are all sitting there, hands on their cheeks like, oh no, we were goofed on. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, so basically you're in his like chamber now, and then I thought it was really funny that like basically Draven said to us like, champion, you hold off Kel'Thuzad while we take down all of his lesser people. So like literally I feel like we just had like a 1v1 against Kel'Thuzad, and he did like all of his like raid mechanics from back in Lich King is really weird. And like Slide was actually watching, and he's like, are you really going to like 1v1 Kel'Thuzad right now? And I was like, I guess.
So upon defeating him, Immune, I want you to tell me what happened, because I think I had a different outcome.
So, I guess the whole reason you're fighting him is because I guess he somehow infiltrated Meldraxxus and took over the Lich house and was siphoning power off of the main Lich person who was supposed to be the head of that household. So basically, we were supposed to defeat him so that Lich can come back to power or something. I don't know. So basically, we defeat him by draining his power from the one that he's siphoning off of. But basically, we end up just putting Kel'Thuzad in chains.
Okay, so was this established in an after fight scene or a cutscene or something?
Yeah, there was a mini cutscene that happened.
Because when I blew him up, it dropped me on my ass in Sinfall.
Oh shit, so you missed the cutscene then. So what happens when you got him down to a certain health, then it transitioned to Kael'thas is I will make you suffer, I'll kill you right now for everything you made me do to my people, and he's charging up his giant fire blast to just kill him, and then Draven just tackles him and he's no, it's not your job to decide what happens to him. And then we basically just chain him up, and yeah.
Boy, oh boy, would that have been neat to see.
Yeah, that's crazy you didn't see it, because I was going to ask you. I was is his voice the same? Is it the same Kel'Thuzad? And Amin was I don't know. What does he sound like? And I was you're a fucking heathen.
It is.
Heathen.
I mean, it is. It seems less intense coming from a little baby boy, but it's still this thing. It's still, ha ha ha, I'm Kel'Thuzad. But I didn't get to hear him talk much, because I don't know if I glitched him out. I blew him up too fast, and then it was just and I got up, and Renethal was doing his Court of Harvesters speech.
Oh yeah, because then did you get the second cutscene with Renethal
Yes,
and the Accuser and the Curator?
They're all should we use the crown? And then Renethal's we will use the crown. There is no leader of Revendreth. There is a court of harvesters. And he really stuck on it it was a big point. I was y'all have been called the Court of Harvesters this whole time.
It's been the reputation we've been gaining from, but I don't think that they've ever specifically said that at all. But yeah, as well as oh, this is supposed to be the moment where we're all they said the thing. But I'm
it's also really deflating, because he's it'll be run by a court of harvesters. But also Denathrius will come out of the sword at some point and will be in charge again.
I'm sorry, I thought you were kidding. They actually said of harvesters and not just court.
Well, so basically
Yes.
what happened was when they were deciding whether or not Renethal would put on the crown, then the last amulet, the one that we got back from Kel'Thuzad, the one of Dominion or whatever, the spirit of Denathrius is hey, Renethal, I'm still here, blah blah blah.
Yeah, you're gonna be the next me, buddy.
And then at that point he's nah, Daddy D, we are a court now. A court of harvesters. So I don't know if that also implied that they thought that Daddy D won't come back to charge, because now Revendreth is just ruled by the group of them. I'm unsure about what that means for the future, about if Daddy D ever comes back, but...
Are we going to get a cutscene where Renethal goes back up to that secret spire with the Naru and just hucks Remoria off the cliff? I've changed my mind.
I've specced into enchanting now, and I've come to disenchant you for 5 soul ass.
See, your guys' stuff just seems so much more cool and connected. You guys fucking fuck Kel'Thuzad. I'm sitting here... I never left Ardenweald, not once, for my Covenant campaign. And I'm pretty sure every other campaign traveled. We stayed home. We were social distancing in Ardenweald, okay?
I feel like the Night Warrior is treated as a much more important, much more perhaps enticing thing than it really was. Blizzard was You guys, you don't need to leave home. You learn Night Warrior lore. And, like, I don't know if anyone really bit the lure on that one.
I think it's because they're teeing up for Tyrande stuff, because there was no Tyrande in this last bit of the whole Night Warrior thing. So they're definitely teeing up for a 9.1, like, all the Night Warriors are here, Holland found them, let's go find Tyrande. So I think we're going to get the biggest chunk of story next, but it's like, boy, howdy, we sure fucking did a lot of ramping up for a fart. Like, come on.
Yeah, so like we went to Bastion, we went to Meldraxxus. I'm pretty sure our like Covenant campaign in the last chapter was the same as Meldraxxus, but I feel like ours has felt more important just because like the current raid tier is in our zone. But I feel like this might mean big things for the Night Fae in the future. Maybe the next raid will be with you guys.
Maybe, or it'll be a jailer raid. Because was the jailer confirmed or not confirmed for the final raid boss? I think he was not confirmed, right?
I thought he was confirmed for the final raid boss of Shadowlands.
Fuck, it's one of the two. Maybe he is the final raid boss. I honestly can't remember.
Would they have even said that? I feel like that would have been very bad for Blizzard to be like, please get interested in our story, but also the jailer does survive till 10.3.
Also, I am drunk. I completely forgot this, but yeah, Aaron, you didn't know this because you didn't see the cutscene for some reason. But like at the end of this, also we don't take Kel'Thuzad. Like the jailer opens a portal right after we chain him up, and then like his like moss-worn angels swoop in, and then they're like, Kel'Thuzad, you're not done with the jailer yet, and then they pull him in. And so like Kel'Thuzad is with the jailer right now.
So the Winter Queen also yeeted Gorak Zal out of Ardenweald. So is she with the jailer? They're also, I found a quote here. Ian confirmed we'll fight the jailer at the end of the expansion. Because there's an argument being made that expansions are only good when you know who the end boss is going to be. In Mists, it was announced at the very beginning it was Garrosh, which is hilarious because it's like, think about this, like literally the whole Garrosh thing.
Can you imagine being a Horde player and being like,
exactly.
Yo, whatever happens, Garrosh is the bad guy. And then you go and you log in and he's like, let's go to the island, champion.
No, that's the thing, because like they were taking commands from Garrosh and everyone knew he was the final boss. So they're like, oh, great. Because yeah, we knew Garrosh and Mists. We knew Argus. No, we didn't know Argus. Talking about.
I mean, we knew the Lich King, right?
Yeah, the Lich King. Who was the final boss in Burning Crusade? Wasn't it? It was Illidan.
It was Illidan, yeah.
Yeah. So there's an argument that everyone's like, when we know the final boss, it's a better expansion. I mean, I don't know about shit. I don't know about that shit. But the jailer is confirmed the last boss. So
I'm thinking about it. We've only not known the final boss for 2 of them.
The ones that we've been live on.
Yeah. Well. 3, I guess, then. BFA, Legion, and WAD.
I think people knew it was going to be Gul'dan. We were babies leveling, so we might have missed that announcement when it happened.
It's not, though. It's Archie Monday, correct?
Oh, I guess technically. Yeah, I guess you're... Wait, isn't there a Gul'dan secret phase in Mythic? Or did they make that up?
We fight Gul'dan in Legion, right?
Yeah, but what's the secret phase in Warlords Mythic? Is there one? Oh, no, that's like the alternate like dimension that Monday's in.
Yeah, you like go into the Twisting Nether.
On a big purple circle, and then all your guild dies, and then you're instructed to kill this cunt.
Shout out to Papa Cheese.
Papa Cheese! That's a quote from him, not from us.
May that monitor rest in peace.
I broke the computer again.
Wait, so what if all of this is building up to like every patch, like random people just like yeet like enemies to the maw, or the maw comes and rescues the big bad people. So they're just slowly building the entire end raid. So like so far we have confirmed Kel'Thuzad, we have confirmed Gorak Zal, we have obviously the jailer at the end. There's probably going to be a Sylvanas fight where we
I'm
just
sure
like and an Anduin
Uther's
fight.
Going to be in there earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, here's the real... Okay, the Ian quote is literally underneath it about the final boss. Ian says, Honestly, it's almost the opposite of having a challenge, which he was having the identity of the final boss public at the start. It's almost easier to tell a story if you know who the final boss is. Wrath, Cataclysm, because Deathwing. We didn't openly talk about the end boss for some, like Warlords. If you were told you'd fight Archie Monday at the end, it would have been a head scratcher. But here in Shadowlands, there is a major Titan plus level antagonist we are fighting. So the Jailer is a Titan plus, which is pretty crazy considering how strong Titans are.
I also feel like that's an unfair comparison because, like, I don't know, we didn't level through the beginning of Draenor, but I assume, like, Archie Monday was not, like, there at the beginning of the leveling experience. Whereas, like, here and in, like, all the other ones, I feel like the big bad was there at the beginning of the expansion, so you knew. So even if they didn't announce it, the whole expansion, you would know that this is a big bad guy. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, but that's what he's saying. He's saying that, like, it would have been weird because, like, Archie Monday wasn't specifically in the expansion at all until the final patch. So that's why he wasn't announced, because it would have been bizarre to be like, wait a minute, where the fuck does the Legion fit in here?
Call me a fool, but I feel like it's cooler to have... I mean, I'm sorry, I don't want to sound like an ass. It's cooler to have twists and turns. I don't really like it when it's like... I mean, other than, like, the Lich King, where it's this big built-up, like, he had been a thing since Warcraft 3. It's not cool to be like, you're going to fight the Jailer. And at the end, I'm like, we did it. We killed the Jailer. Just like I thought we would 2 years ago.
I guess if the story has twists and turns to get there, like he corrupts certain people or you have to body certain people and kill them, it could be interesting. Because with the Jailer, we don't know shit about this man. Like, who's this guy? I don't fucking know. Like, Zoval? Zoval who?
Yeah, like, the thing is, like, I don't really care if they announce it at all, but, like, if they... And I feel like, I don't know, it's probably just bad storytelling on their part if, like, they feel like they can't announce the end boss and, like, because it'd be confusing, maybe it shouldn't be the end boss then. But I feel like, in this case, like, I don't know, the Jailer's been very present throughout all of this. We've literally been in his tower, in his zone. He's been the big bad for a while now, so it would make sense that he's the end boss, even if they didn't tell us. And I assume that he's going to be omnipresent throughout all of the patches if he is the end boss. So I feel like they didn't need to announce it for us to know that he is the big bad. You know what I mean?
That's fair, because like, he's there, right? So we should probably end soon, but I have a quick little thing here. We have an interview with Ian, our boy, 3 hours and 46 minutes ago from Wildhead. He did a PC Gamer interview again, talking about endgame loot, because it's a hot ticket item right now, about how people feel about how loot is a little bit dry right now, but how the Vault can replace some of that shit.
Oh my god, so like if people are mad about this, like they've literally only played themselves, because like people love classic, right? And then like they just tried to like emulate the classic experience of less loot, right? Like it's like these people, they just give the people what they want and then they're mad about it.
That's fucking internet gamers. It's a cycle. They want something, they get it, they don't like it, it gets changed, it's back and forth. I personally feel like having less loot is good. In BFA, I felt like I had too much fucking shit. I had too many side grades. I had too many upgrades. I was running 3 different sets. And granted, I'm doing that now, but I have less to itemize and I have less to worry about because I'm getting less loot. Does it feel bad sometimes? Definitely. But holy shit, when I get a piece, it feels nice.
I'm still waiting for that high. I got it week 1 of the raid, and I'm still trying to chase it.
Yeah, I haven't gotten any loot from raid, really. It sucks, but like it's fine. I mean, and like even from our Mythic Plus runs this last week, I literally didn't get anything. My only loot I got like 1 piece of hands, I think, but like
basically the Vault is king, and you need to focus on the Vault. It forces people to do content that they don't want to do. Even doing like PvP, if you win 3 rated battlegrounds, you have 1.5 loot Vault pieces right there from just 3. But basically, Ian says Blizzard is happy with the way that PvP itemization is playing out, which is great because I think we can all agree who PvP that it's so much better than last time. The vendors are great. We have 197 loot now we can upgrade to. But he says that Blizzard thinks that they can do more to make running dungeons and raids more satisfying when you don't get the item you're looking for, which is true, as you were just saying, right?
Yeah, but this is also the first expansion that I actually actively have a PvP set that like prioritizes getting like some verse in addition to like my other stats. So yeah, I also have 3 sets this expansion, which is the first time I've ever done that. But it is nice knowing that like whatever gear I get, it probably is good for something.
And then we have the speculation that in spring we're gonna have 9.1, which I think that makes sense because BlizzCon line is literally like next month, which lines up with fucking spring. So
yeah, it's on February 19th and 20th, and I don't know if like you guys. I think we all talked about this a little bit, but like Tyre and Papa Cheese kind of wanted to have a rehash of like our BlizzCon, but BlizzCon online episode type deal.
I think that's fine. So because BlizzCon line, that is Friday and Saturday, so we can do a regular episode and we can do like a bonus episode where we just like get together and just put a raw edit of us just shooting the shit drunk during BlizzCon line. We have no idea what to expect. Hopefully it's fucking exciting. I mean, like, they have a lot of news to give out, I'm sure, so.
I feel like they'll probably announce, like, what 9.1 and maybe the next patch are. Maybe. Obviously not the next expansion, but, like, I feel like they'll flesh out a little bit more about what's happening next in Shadowlands.
And probably the next StarCraft 2 hero.
We'll get 0 information about Overwatch 2. We'll get 0 information about... Yeah, I was going to say the Diablo mobile game, but like I'm not 100% sure that hasn't been released and I just didn't know about it.
We're getting information about it, and fucking Wowhead's running articles about it, and I'm like, boo, you're named after the other game. Focus on them.
Yo, when the fuck is Wowhead gonna fix their auto player? I'm so tired of logging in on my phone and my songs being paused. I will bring this up every week until this is resolved. I'm sick of it, and I'm going to tweet at them right now. Tip tap, tip tap, tip tap. That's me typing to them. But now it's time for our top toot, bottom boot, medium moot. Aaron, what do you got?
This week, I have a top toot, and it's quick, and it's simple. I got all my reputations to Exalted, and it makes me feel really cool. I feel like a big... kid on the block.
Nice.
Heck yeah, brother. And it gave me a bunch of mounts, which maybe will come up. I put them on favorites. I haven't seen them since. I saw one of my Gargans once. And it gave me a bunch of knife effects. They don't look so good, but hey, I'm glad to have them. And now I can officially... There will be ones where it's like reputation with that group. And I said, I don't have to do you, World Quest. I'm free. I'm about to go be best friends with Venari and get not much from that.
Whoa. You know you'll never be best friends with Venari.
Well, I'm about to go be noticed by Venari when she scans the lunchroom. That's the best I can do.
That's the best any of us can do, honestly.
Truly. But, Immune, what is your TTBBMM?
Oh, well, this week I got myself a top toot as well. And it's also pretty quick. I mean, it's just that I got my second legendary on my main, another holy legendary, got my cape, got the cape that, well, I call it a cape, but it's legs, as I said earlier, but it's the cape that I never got to use in Legion, baby.
It's back, and you get it this time.
Yeah, like it literally never dropped for me in all of Legion, and I was actively very mad about it because I tried to get it, but I never got it because, you know, legendaries in Legion were, it was all RNG, right?
Yes. Except near the very, very end where you could target it, but by that point it's like, why bother? It's too late.
Yeah, it didn't matter at that point. It's like a slap in the face. It's like, oh, you never got your res cape? That's fine. But yeah, I have it now. I use it in raid. I'm going to use it during our raid progression bosses. I'm really happy about it. Like, and whatever people say, like it's not the best in slot, whatever. Like people might say it's like not even the second best in slot, but like I literally got it as a personal vendetta to get this legendary. And I got it. So, top 2. Slidewhistle, what you got?
I got myself a medium move.
Boo! Read the room. We're overly positive now.
No, bitch. I read the room and I hated what was inside of it.
Whew, child.
Blizzard, we gotta talk about your PvP RBG rated system. Something about the numbers are giving me Scott Steiner math because shit is not adding up.
This shit is big, bad booty dragging my enjoyment down.
So something tells me maybe Kurt Angle was added to the mix-up in here.
Well, it was mostly Schmojo. Anyway, so I don't really understand. Last season in BFA, I did all YOLO groups to get to 1,800 rated battlegrounds. This season, because all the fucking old people came back who are good at PvP, it's impossible to get 1,600 with a YOLO group. I have to join coordinated groups, whatever. My problem is I join YOLO groups, and when we win a game, I get like 4 to 6 rating, which I get it. I'm in a YOLO group, so like my rating is affected by how much everybody else is in the average, right? But when that same group that got me plus 4 or 6 rating loses, why the fuck do I lose 16 rating? How am I going to lose 16 rating with a group that when they win gets 4? It makes no sense.
I guess, from, the algorithm's point of view, you are, higher than the rest of them. It's still not fair. It's stupid, especially since, everyone is queuing into this, and, it's probably just people who aren't rated yet that you're grouped with, and that, messes everything up.
Okay, but then also what fucking happens? Me and Immune's RBG level was higher than mine. He was rated 1540 or something, 1560. I was rated 1490, which is actually quite a bit less. We both were in the same game on the same team. We won. Immune gained 8 rating, 10 rating?
It was double digits. It was 10 or 11.
I gained 0 rating. How the fuck? This man's rated higher than I am, and I got 0 rating?
Maybe it somehow factors in lifetime rating, and since this is my first expansion that I'm actually doing RBGs in, it's oh, this poor baby. Which
is crazy. What the fuck? They obviously have to have a hidden MMR system, but it's not hidden because on the scoreboard it shows you your team's average MMR versus their team's average MMR, which is not equal anyone's rating at all. I just don't get why I could win a game and get 0 rating when I'm rated lower than somebody. It seems stupid that it's being dishonest being a hidden MMR. I hate hidden MMRs. It's so stupid.
So my question to you is, why is this a medium moot as opposed to a bottom boot?
It's a medium moot because at least I didn't lose rating for winning these games.
So you got your weekly honor, but you just net neutral?
I got my honor, I got my conquest, but I didn't get my rating. I don't care that much about the rating. I kind of do because I can get higher gear. I just think it's bullshit. The system, it's old as dirt, right? RBGs came out when? Does anyone know here? Who knows? Not me.
They came out at least a decade before we started playing the game, so...
I honestly could not tell you if these came out in Cataclysm, in Wrath, in Mists. I don't fucking know. Who fucking knows it? We're Googling it on the scene. 4.2. Is that Cata?
So they first came out in 2011, as far as I can tell, or am I wrong here?
Yeah, 4.2. Yeah, yep. That's Firelands. I don't know. Just I love RBGs. That's mostly why it's a medium moot, because I want them to be a thing. I want them to be just revamped or to be looked at and adjusted. Do something, anything. Change how the maps work. Maybe give us solo queue RBGs. Do something to help out poor old me. I need help.
You're gonna hate me for jumping on the pity wagon here, but like I will just say that in these YOLO groups, or basically any group I join, they all assume I'm a disc priest for some reason.
I mean, holy priests who?
Yeah, literally we're like the forgotten about priest class. I don't understand.
Whenever I join an RBG, they tell me to join the Discord, and then it's just 7 men laughing at me until I leave.
All right, well, we're signing off here because this is a long episode. Holy shit. If you have any comments, questions, complaints, emails, send it to us at donotrelentpod@gmail.com or tweet at us on Twitter at donotrelentpod at twitter.com. What about you guys? Where can we find you on the internet?
You can find me, Alex or Immunization, on Twitter at New Era Alex, or you can follow our podcast Instagram account on the gram at Do Not Relent. You can also give us a rating on the Warcraft Radio podcast directory, and if you do, we'll take a shot in your honor.
You can find me, Aaron the Human, at TheBigAcheesy on Twitter.com. And you can follow our literary musings at donotrelent.livejournal.com at livejournal.com.
And, like, honestly, I am just going to say it. Like, this might be the reason why Lady Moonberry has her power level so high. Because she reads our live journal.
She said, "Champion, they used to post weekly, and then it was bi-weekly, and it's monthly at best now. I need your help. Embarrass Aaron online so he writes more."
All right, well, we're out of here. Before we go, I leave you with this tidbit. WWE wrestler Batista is offering a $20,000 bounty for the maggots who defaced a manatee in Florida. Apparently, Batista himself tweeted,
"If there's not already a reward for the arrest and conviction of the low-life scummy maggots
MAGA, maggots,
that did this, I'll throw in $20,000.
You heard it here first. Dave Batista is fighting for manatee rights in Florida.
Okay, so as a vegetarian, I'm part of a few vegan groups, like especially the Chicago vegans, and like just to get some ideas about recipes and things, but they also posted about this manatee. Somebody literally fished up a manatee and carved like Trump's name in its side and then let it out again into the water, and that's probably what this is in reference to.
They carved
So you heard it here, DN Army. Dave Batista and the Chicago Alliance of Vegans are lending you their monetary and spirit energy. Throw a giant spirit bomb at your favorite fringe right-wing friends.
I thought they spray painted it. They carved it.
Well, it had a layer of goop on it, but they carved into it and hurt it.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Well, I'll throw in another $20,000. I don't. Hey, did you guys have $20,000 that you can lend me for this reward, guys?
Anyways, also go to our Patreon to raise money for Slide to give it away.
We don't have a Patreon, but like maybe soon we'll have $1,400 from Papa Biden. But like I have other things I need to spend that on, so maybe I'll Venmo you like $1.
Okay. Well, this is a long ending segment, so we'll see you guys next week, and we're gonna Batista bomb those maggots. And remember,
Another down! Do not relent!
Do Not Relent is a podcast within the 3HNC network, representing U.S. Proudmoore's premier podcasts.
That was a very good wish.
for example, Batista engaged in a lengthy conversation with his followers about bologna sandwiches.
Go to the deli and get it shaved paper thin.
Batista says,
Trust me on this. Unless you're frying it. Extra thick in that case. Trust me on this too.
what the fuck is Batista doing on Twitter?
Listen, as a Filipino, he is very knowledgeable about fried lower tier meats.